I'm over here talking to myself. I was on mute this whole time. What's going on, everybody? Oh my God. What's going on, Marty? We got Ren. We got Midwest is here with us today. Um, Midwest. Oh yeah, you're muted. Okay. We got Taylor Noir listening and driving home. I'll be back to talk shit in like 10 minutes. Of course. What's going on, Giant Stonehead, Half Jack, Hola Fola. All right, y'all. So I hope everyone is having a happy Valentine's Day. And I hope you got flowers and all the things that you wanted to get. Midwest, what's going on, Midwest?
Shit, I'm chilling. You know how I'm doing this, my woke Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
Yeah, I didn't know Ben and Jerry's was so like progressive until I forget what it was recently that they kind of. Oh, was it the DEI thing? I
Mm-hmm.
can't remember. Yeah, it was the DEI thing. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, all right, Ben and Jerry's. Maybe I'll take one of your ridiculously complicated ice creams.
Yeah, they should all just be
I,
called the kitchen sink because they be throwing everything in them shits.
I'd be like, what is this? But I'll take it. Fuck it. Especially if they got progressive politics. I said what's up to Half Jack. All right.
What's up,
PT Ham,
Taylor?
what's going on, PT Ham?
You know I got the cat. She over there.
So we Yeah, I was on Twitter, and of course, I've been, keeping my eye out for people who had shitty takes on the whole halftime performance. So we're gonna go over some of those videos, and then also, I posted about it on Twitter yesterday. The Save Act bill, which could potentially make it very difficult for certain groups of people to vote. It's basically a form of voter suppression, but they're using illegal immigration as the reason, as a justification. Well, voter fraud, which we is
That
not even
much.
like consequential. Yeah, exactly.
And the people who
But
do it usually get caught. And a lot of
exactly
times, more often than not, it's a fucking Republican.
that part. so so we're gonna get into that in a little bit, but until then, let me get into these
Real
tweets
quick, Nova,
first. Okay.
before you put that tweet, before you start with the tweets, remember that
Uh-huh.
video I sent you of the teacher?
Yeah. Yeah,
Can
yeah,
you
yeah.
play
You
that
want to
real
throw it
quick?
up?
Because I think that's a
Hold
great.
on, let me see.
This is why we need Kendrick's halftime Super Bowl show type shit.
Let me grab that. I know, yeah. Let me grab that real quick. I know you sent it to me. Where is it? Oh, this is it? Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a
Okay, I got it.
next lady.
Let me bring this over here. Oh boy. Where are we
This is
at?
wild, y'all. What's up, Axel?
What's going on, Axelot? Where is it? Okay, here we go. Okay, so that's
Everybody needs to know that slaves did not get paid. They no, they did not. Slaves did not get paid. No, honey, there's no slaves that can get paid now. That's not a thing. And not house slaves. Yes, they wash dishes, but they didn't get paid. That's not.
he
I don't
said
have
prove
to
me
prove it wrong.
wrong.
Slaves did not get paid. That's why they're called slaves. They were forced to.
We're cooked.
Think about that, man. That's those
Yeah.
kids didn't sound like they could have been any more than 10.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Yep.
And they're one on one, they're wholly misinformed, but two, they're arguing with a teacher. Now, I'm not saying the teacher's always right, but at that level, on
Mm-hmm.
some basic factual shit, like it shouldn't be a question of, well, you have your opinion, I have my opinion, and nobody's really that's bullshit. Sometimes somebody's wrong, and in this case, it's a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of fucking kids who are probably being taught by their parents that this bullshit is true.
Absolutely. If there's one thing that I've grown to hate, I think more and more as like I've done more and more things online, is the both sidesing everything. Like not
Mm-hmm.
everything is a both
The
sides
same
type of
just as bad as Republicans. Like there
yeah.
are, but it's not the same ball game at all.
Right, exactly. And I was just having a conversation like that earlier today, and I was like, I was like, no, it's not the same thing. Like we were talking about, it was more the trans rights came up and just a bunch of thing, immigration. I'm like, no, those things are not as big of a problem as they're telling you they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And a
yeah,
lot
not
of
this.
these things just have to be looked at from like a nuanced perspective. But you know, like trans people not running down people in the bathroom at a rate that's like
And that's
it's not
already illegal.
happening.
That shit's
Huh?
already illegal, A.
Yeah.
And B, I think anybody who goes into a bathroom and kicks in stalls or starts asking people about their genitals should be registered as a fucking sex offender for the rest of their lives.
It's insane. I'm like, so then, and I had to like ask them, okay, so if you see someone that comes into the bathroom that you don't think, quote unquote, passes, what are you gonna do?
Right, you're gonna pull
You
their
gonna
pants.
ask them,
You've seen that happen
right?
before. I saw it wasn't even, I don't think it was a trans girl, it was just like a butch woman. And they were like,
Uh-huh.
you're a dude, pull your pants down. I'm like, whoa. What the fuck? And then on top of that,
Crazy.
if you think about it, like let's say that there's a trans man, right? Now, trans
Uh,
men are generally harder to spot than trans women
yeah.
because they grow beards. They have a lot of them, some of them have their breasts removed. So at least from an outward perspective, they look like
Mm-hmm.
like
They would be considered right.
from a cis man, right?
Right.
What bathroom should that person go to? Because if they go to the women's bathroom, then there's going to be people who want to kick his ass because he's a pervert. But if he goes to the men's bathroom, you know what I'm saying? It's like which one do you want him to go to?
My thing is like just make it stalls for every bathroom, and then people could just go in their stall. Like if you're worried about kids can be hurt by anybody, and you shouldn't be sending your kid in a public bathroom by themselves before a certain age anyway. I don't give a shit what bathroom it is. So it's like there's ways around this, but you know the rate that they're trying to convince people this is happening is
they think that it's show me 5 stories of trans people jumping on somebody in the bathroom, and I'll show you 20 stories of a straight dude, a cis dude in the bathroom trying to do some shit because it's already illegal and they get caught and they get in trouble for it. So
exactly,
it's a way to spread hate.
Yep, just exactly. It's just another way to spread hate. And being that, you know, before we get into those tweets, before I forget, there's something I saw on TikTok. And this shit was the greatest thing to me. So here you go. Because we're currently in trying times, you all. Hold on.
We're in the middle of a hostile government takeover. I want to talk about it, but I've been late for work. And if you say, wait a minute, who we have to stop this? We have one, but you didn't want that lady in office. Hostile government.
When I tell you I was bopping to that so hard.
It's good. It's good.
It's just so fire. Marty said, of course, Nova was talking about politics on Valentine's Day. Marty, I cannot help it because the people around me know I'm into politics. So they say shit that's wrong and then I have to correct them.
Exactly.
They do it on purpose, I'm convinced. Okay. I got trolls in my real life, for real. And I think they just be fucking with me.
The crazy part is that song is super relevant because like everybody was like, well, you know, I'm not gonna vote for Kamala because you know she's the same as Trump, and it's like as far as and then these like single issue voters like Israel's gonna be in a bad way if we get Kamala in. Seriously, it's about to be a fucking parking lot and then a resort thanks to you.
Yeah.
So I hope you're happy about that. People who voted for Trump or abstained from voting for anybody. That's another count in the bucket for Trump. So because that's what happened, because he didn't get a mandate, he didn't get way more votes, he didn't get a bunch of people coming over from one side to the other to vote for him. What happened was a bunch of people who was like, I'm going to stomp my feet and be obstinate and not vote for you because, you know, a protest voter. I'm going to vote for fucking stupid Jill the Grifter Stein.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
It's wild.
And now he's talking about, well, we're just gonna clean the whole shit out and like and put a resort on it. They'll all love it. We're gonna put them in other places. What? Like, are you kidding me? Look, I'm not even caping for like Biden or Kamala in the sense of like,
right. They had bad views on it, but I guarantee you it wouldn't have been as bad as this.
It wouldn't have been this. No, it wouldn't have been this. So. Okay, Elon, this is mandate. If you catch my drift. All right, so let's get into these tweets. I think we're starting with Maul. I believe so.
That might be the one I didn't see. I saw the other ones.
Oh yeah, because I sent you some of them, right? I think. Okay, yeah. Let's start with this one.
Why? Because I think her number. If you're Kendrick, are you upset that Beyonce's performing at the halftime Christmas?
Why?
Why?
Because I think her viewership will be higher than his.
Super Bowl.
It's Beyonce.
It's the Super Bowl.
It's Beyonce's bigger than.
Which, funny enough, didn't he have like the highest viewed Super Bowl halftime
He
show?
beat Michael Jackson by like 2,000 or something like that.
Right.
In the Super Bowl.
I'm a Beyonce fan. I'm telling you that it's still the Super Bowl.
If I'm Kendrick, you're not looking at the NFL like, fuck, why would y'all put this fucking megastar that's a bigger star than I am on the halftime show 2 months before me? Like, that's a lot of pressure on Kendrick now, is all I'm saying.
He acting like, hold on. Why is he acting like Kendrick don't have hits? Like,
this is a thing about people who don't know. I heard a dude who was like, yeah, this fucking one hit wonder, this underground. I'm like, name another person who has 22 Grammys and a Pulitzer for their music, and I'll wait for you for a while.
Right. No other rapper has gotten a Pulitzer, right? No, I don't think any other rapper has gotten one. Like, are you kidding me? The fact that they're trying to play him like if he's not, like if he don't have hits under his belt, this man,
like he ain't been around since 2011.
Exactly. Insane. But let's see. But that's more.
On average, no matter what, 117 million people are watching the Pepsi halftime show. Average Christmas Day game, 28.7 million viewers. This is not even comparable.
This will probably crack 30.
You think the average is 28 million with Beyonce performing the halftime is only going to do 30 million?
I can tell you what, it's not going to do 117. It might get 40.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, we'll double it. Give it 60.
Yeah, y'all are tripping, man. But we gonna
and they was complaining about Beyonce's halftime show because of the songs that she did.
Who are they talking about?
Enough.
Who they
They're saying that they shouldn't have put Beyonce to do the Christmas halftime show because she's the bigger star than Kendrick.
Yeah, but they're talking like they don't know how many views this whatever show they're talking about is going to get. So if it's the Christmas show, it already happened, right? Or the Christmas halftime show?
Right. They're saying that the Christmas show would have never gotten as many views as a Super Bowl because it's a Super Bowl. Like, you're not
right. No matter who they put in there.
Exactly. Like it doesn't matter. Like they're gonna it's gonna be,
true, and that's true because the Super Bowl, the reason the Super Bowl is what it is because it is the single sports event that is the champion is decided in one game. Every other major American sport, hockey is a series, basketball is a series, baseball is a series, soccer. So everybody knows the day that the champion is going to be crowned. That's why if you watch like Game 7 NBA final games are watched like a lot. Like a lot of people watch it because then you know who's going to win the whole thing at that point. But the Super Bowl is an event. Everybody come over to your house. It's on a Sunday, so it's like a lot of people are working. There's a lot of reasons why the Super Bowl is as big as it is, beyond this being like America's pastime or whatever.
That's true. I never thought about it like that. But that's very true. Everything else has like a series or a whole group of games that you got to watch, but this is just one and done.
And the playoffs is mad short on football because it's only one game. Like basketball is like 7-game series, 7-game series, 7-game series. You can go all the way and shit. You'd be like, damn, it's already June almost.
I remember when I was the one time that I followed baseball, I was like, this is taking too long.
They fixed that though. They fixed it. They put a pitch.
Okay, that was years ago.
But now you can't. The baseball games ain't like 4 hours like they used to be. It's still long. It's still slow, and you got to be into kind of shit. But yeah,
I was like, who watches this? I can't do this.
I'm just saying, if I'm Kendrick, I definitely am like, fuck.
All right, let me go back to what you would call it. Hold on. Let me go to Mr. Brandon Tatum.
Oh, this guy's a freaking winner. Boy, I swear, man, motherfuckers love dancing with white people, bro. That shit kills.
This guy. Do you remember the story of the lady that called the cops on her neighbor? He's a black guy. He lived in the neighborhood or whatever. She called the cops on him, saying that she didn't know who he was. Come to find out, her husband knew exactly who he was. He was a neighbor, and he had him on, sitting there like trying to make it a problem that, like, not trying to justify her doing what she did. Oh, these guys are just good people. Yes.
Where
That
she
they
was,
caught on the camera.
she thought she was being followed, but it was his house that she was
Yes.
going to. Yeah, that's
Yes.
and she so Brandon Tatum interviewed the dude that lived at that house.
No, he interviewed the couple because he was
The-
like people were coming for them, and he wanted to let people know that
yeah,
they're good
I
people.
saw that video. Yeah, but
Her
see,
own
that's
husband had to be like chill,
right, like
what?
crazy. It's
Like,
crazy.
come on.
Like, how you gonna walk up on somebody else's property and start telling them they don't look like they live there, and then be like, "Well,
Right.
it's just an honest mistake." No, that's co-racism, lady. You just
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly. What up, Lex? If only election day was on a Sunday and that's big enough, and never.
Election day should be a fucking mandatory holiday that everybody should be like Australia,
Yep.
2% mandated vote, and you get in trouble if you don't fucking vote.
Yep. And whatever requirements, in my opinion, anything that you're required to have in a society
Be
to
free.
function should be free. If
Yeah.
it's even if you don't want to drive, fine, but at least the ID, you should be able to get that base level free. There's no
having to
reason
pay for an
why.
ID, having to pay for an ID, and having to have an ID to vote is a poll tax on poor people.
Yes, exactly. Yep. So, all right. So
Why
let's see Brandon
do we-
Tatum and his fucking nonsense.
Why is it okay? Real quick, what can you let me see something? His hairline looks fucked up too.
His be a little crispier than what's his name? Rob Smith.
Rob Smith, yeah. Rob Smith really want Rob Smith is just mad that he is now white. He is upset about the fact that he is now white. That is
Rob
obvious.
Smith be on some bullshit. Oh, I think you they can hear it. Marty's saying that she hears the beeping.
What beeping?
You don't. Yeah, I think your Discord notification, she can hear it. Is it yours?
Oh shit! Let me turn my Discord off. That's on my other computer.
You don't look like you live here. I'm always walking around looking like I can't afford my house. Mind your business, right? Like, excuse you, leave me alone. Just because I'm walking around here looking like a bum. Like, let me look like a bum, goddamn it. Oh shit, we have a visitor. Hold on.
All right, now my Discords are off.
Here we go again.
Oh shit!
Again. Y'all talk about the same shit again? I thought we talked about this. Nova Vibrate.
Oh, Joe Bob. What's going on, Joe Bob?
Chilling like a villain, How y'all doing? I see you got another brown person on here. Hello, brown person.
What's up?
What's going on? Y'all dropped this halftime thing already? Come on, man. What's going on?
Well, you still on your tractor trailer with your Confederate flag underwears?
Oh, my farm, everything is dying on the vine. It sucks, but MAGA 2024, you know what I mean?
Right. Are we great yet?
I mean,
right. What's
too great,
the price of eggs still? Are they still
the price of
$10?
eggs is up? The price of all food is up like 3%.
Ooh. And it's only gonna get worse.
They just had another uptick of like 0.5% in the last week. It's gonna get bad. It's gonna get bad. Y'all better start getting rice.
It's gonna get bad.
Start hoarding that shit.
Let's start eating grilled cheese sandwiches.
Tomato sandwiches.
You can't even use government cheese because they done shut that part of the government down.
Oh Lord. We're just gonna be eating toast.
All right, we're gonna watch this Brandon Tatum. You gonna watch it with us, Joe Bob, or no?
No, I gotta get back out here and get this neck a little redder. I just came in and fuck with you guys,
Later, Joe Bob.
Later. Stay white.
Stay white. Stay white, my friends. He's the least interesting man in the world.
All right, so here we go. Brandon Tatum. Let's see his hot take.
Do we showcase
why do we showcase the worst of the black community and then get mad when we get judged? Well, he looks sassy. Why you looking zesty doing that?
Which
two things.
Go.
Okay, so the first thing is, why is it And it's always these tap dancing motherfuckers that want to co-sign for this kind of bullshit. Why is it that whenever a single black person does something, it makes all of us look bad? But if a white person does something, we start using words like lone, wolf, and he acted alone, and all this other shit. Like, it's like, why is it? I don't think you should, as a race, be held accountable for the actions of a single person. But for some reason, when it's black people, it's like, well, what y'all? Why you ain't out on the street, like trying to stop him from doing that, or whatever reason they want to give that we're not doing enough, and how it's our fault as a collective group, and that homophobic bullshit about calling somebody zesty, or like if you're not walking around with your hands on your nuts and your chest out all day like this, then I'm just zesty fruit. Dude, leave your girlfriend in the room with me for about a half hour and we'll see who the fuck is zesty. Says Kendrick, I'm sure.
What's up, Pebbies? What's going on? Right, exactly. I think it's interesting too that in this performance, the women were not underdressed.
No.
There wasn't any like how do you call? Like, he wasn't promoting any gang violence. He wasn't promoting
he was mad
any violence.
In the corner, like they looked like they was under a street light and they had the grills and shit. What he's doing is essentially saying that if Kendrick Lamar will document life as he knows it, he's glorifying the life that he sees.
Yeah, exactly. Which is bullshit.
The fro, say Drake. I hear you like I'm young.
Damn.
You bet like you
can't see it. You can't see it.
Oh no! All right, hold on. Oh shit! Oh, bring it back.
You gotta show the face when he says, "Hey, Drake."
Yeah, let me go back.
That's gonna go down as one of the most classic memes, dude.
It's so good.
Hey, Drake. And the way I don't know how many times he rehearsed that shit, but he hit it right on the head.
He hit it so good, man.
You bet like never go to cell block.
Oh wait, let me go back. Because this was too perfect.
Why are you looking zesty doing that?
The fro, say Drake. I hear you like I'm young. You bet like
I'm gonna mute it while he plays that song because NFL don't play until he talks. NFL be block your shit in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I bet. NFL's petty as hell. Look, the choreography's good. The fucking uniforms are good. It was
so in sync. Like, it was so good.
And you could break down. You could spend a half hour breaking down like all the shit that happened, from the fact that the whole thing, the whole stage was a PlayStation controller. And who is Sony? Who is Drake signed to? Sony.
Yes. And then it was also like it was like a block, like his block with the street with the lamb.
The block. Yeah, he had his whole block.
Yeah, it was so. Oh my god, I've watched it so many times, like, and just picked out different things every time I watched it.
Now let's just put this in perspective. Y'all heard the lyrics. Some of y'all know this song. Why does he have to blur out every few words that he say? Because he's cussing. He's saying the N-word. And he's saying derogatory, threatening stuff in this diss song. I'm just saying, but this is what we highlight as our people. There was a scene where all these dudes on the corner doing.
He has a Pulitzer
Prize, man. But this is what we have for our people. I can guarantee you, he's never spent a moment with a critical ear listening to a single Kendrick Lamar song. Guaranteed.
Right, and some of it was. Well, some of it had to be blocked out, but also Kendrick changes up his lyrics too when he performs versus whatever you hear on the.
Yeah, because you can't see that shit on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing this with gold teeth in their mouth and dreads, and it's like you're glorifying.
No, that's some people's reality. If I come from an area, regardless of which, and I think this is the biggest like frustration with me with anybody who tries to vilify everyone that comes from these areas. I come from an area where the people that society would look at as, whatever, as would throw away, the people that society would throw away, they're humanized because I talk to them every day. I've come in contact with them every day. They live in my building. Matter of fact, perfect example. I had a neighbor who lifelong drug addiction, hard life. Lady had a hard life. But I will see her every day. She'll, even though she was strung out, so half the time she'll pick up her head, always notice me, always notice my sister, greet us, always notice my dad. Was very thankful for my father because my father used to give him at the supermarket whatever money he spent, he get a free turkey at the end of the year. He would give him a free turkey every year. My mom would donate clothes to them. Always nice to us, always like they're people. Like these people from these areas that you come from, society may throw them away, but to us, they're people. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
you get what I'm saying? And they
Yeah.
want you to throw them away like the way that they would. And it's like, no, like these are not, they shouldn't be societal throwaways just because
No.
you deem them unworthy. The flag formation of humble too, yeah. What's
Sorry,
wrong
I
with
had to take
dreads?
Oh,
Oh, it's
nothing's
okay.
wrong with them.
All right.
They actually shouldn't be called dreads because they're actually called locks. But
Yeah.
white people are like, what about those dreaded locks that those Negroes have? And then that's how that shit caught on.
Oh,
But,
that's how that happened? I did not know
yeah.
that.
From what I understand,
Oh,
let me fact check myself.
that's wild. Well, not wild, not unexpected, but that's crazy. Some of the best, some of the best people I've known have been the people with nothing to give and will give everything. I have an old photo of my dad, and he had a gold tooth in his mouth, and that was the 1950s, and he was no hoodlum either, right? And I come from a predominantly Caribbean area, so everybody has gold teeth. Like that's just a thing. Like, but let's keep going.
Find what? The hood. But then when you
Shut
go
up,
to the
Red Shot,
hood,
get
this is
out.
where a lot of black young men go to die. This is where drugs go to be sold. This is the lowest of the low denominator in our community. Most black people don't live in the hood. Most black people are in the middle class, to be honest.
Not true.
But this is what you're selling.
Good.
Most black people are not in the middle class. Most black people live either right at, right above, or right below the poverty line in America. I think it's something like 35% or something like that, like 20 or 30%. But the numbers fluctuate. Like in the last the last 2 years, like 20 some odd percent of people, black people who were in the middle class technically are no longer there.
Yeah, because the middle class is damn near.
It's disappearing because the money, because the oligarchs are taking all of our money and sending it to their rich buddies to get richer. And you know what kills me? Like dudes like this, right? So every month I I make a donation to a black
What's up,
charity.
LA?
What's up, LA Anime?
Yeah, if you was home, definitely just hit me up. I'll send you the link. Yeah, go ahead.
And that's great. I donate to like black girls in STEM, or I'll find, sometimes I just find like another random black charity to donate to, right? And that's because, like, in my mind, one, I think black people need to support black people. So I like doing charitable works when I can, and so I do what I can when I can, right? I'm betting that this dude has never given to a black charity without one, and if he has made a spectacle of it.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. I mean, he was a cop, so
that's another thing. Yeah,
he
giving out free. He was handing out free ass whoopings in the neighborhood.
That was the only thing he was giving out free. But yeah, no, I agree, and I think that, like, it's unfortunate that, I mean, I just have a hard time with people who can see one side of the problem and not see any of the ways that the problem came to be. You get what I'm saying?
Don't look at the
it's
new
willful ignorance, right?
Yeah, think everything that nothing happens in a vacuum, and he's talking about how black people, where young black men go to die. Why is that? Why is there a liquor store on every corner in the hood? Do you think black people brought those liquor stores to their own neighborhoods?
Liquor store, gun store, liquor store, gun store. Remember?
Right.
Remember that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Why is there so many liquor stores? Why are there so many? Like, it's by design. Like that. I was yeah. They're food deserts, but I was also reading, like, the amount of public schools in the area determines how many prisons that. This is a long time I read this, so I could be misremembering it. but they look at the amount of public schools to determine how many prisons they're gonna need in the future. Like that's not by accident. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
They privatize prisons on purpose, and when they privatize prisons, that automatically makes the bottom line the major, the most important thing. And so when you have a company that is beholden to shareholders, all they want to know is how you gonna make us more money. And the only way to make more money as a prison is to have more prisoners and to keep the beds full.
Yes, yeah,
It's
exactly.
prison will make no money, especially considering that they make, like, that's why the phone call I took just a few minutes ago was my brother who's locked up, and they work.
Oh, okay.
He works all the time. He was trying to have me send money to somebody, but he works every day, right? He makes a pittance. It's the smallest amount. Like, and the fucked up part is the shit, the government makes furniture for, like, I mean, the prisons make furniture for the government, right?
Right.
And so all these, like, furnitures that you see in, like, these government offices, a lot of them was made by prisoners. And those are the coveted jobs, because if you get that, you can make like 45, 50, 75 bucks a month. That's like balling in prison.
Mm-hmm.
No,
go the ramen you need. Well, that was the whole discrepancy behind the firefighters out in LA. And when they really broke down what they were making, it's like they're making pennies.
Oh, you talking about the prisoners that were taken to do the firefighting?
Yeah, exactly.
It was less than a minute his job, putting your life on the line, though.
Yeah, yep. This dude lost his temper on a live and called someone an N-word. I did see that. Yes,
That's
yes,
hilarious.
he did. Yes, he did. He got real upset too. For reference, the middle class income is between $56,000 a year to $160,000 a year for a household of 3, according to Google. The truth in that, oh my God, thankfully I live near the supermarkets and I'm asking the liquor stores to bring the front shit. Does Brandon Tatum realize Kendrick won a Pulitzer Prize?
No, you read that wrong.
What? Oh, does Brandon Tatum realize Kendrick won a Pulitzer Prize? What?
Brandon.
Oh!
I think we should keep that. I didn't want to pass that up. That
no. Thank you. This is Brandon Tantrum. Yes. No, he doesn't realize it. Thank you, Tiny.
You're celebrating and you're exacerbating, and then you wonder why a brother with dreads is looked upon like a thug, because this is what y'all showing us to be. It's a minstrel show, which Samuel is a part of it.
Samuel was narrating, and the way I interpreted it is Samuel was narrating basically the demands of society on Black people specifically. I feel like, I mean, I guess that can extend to any minority, but in this case, it was just to Black people, the demands of society. And then Kendrick was basically trying to conform, but then at some point realizing that there's no conformity. You know what I mean? Like that's the way I took it. Like, you're doing too much, you're being too ghetto. So then he slows it down and he does the more acceptable stuff. And then he's like, all right, you got it. Don't mess up.
And then when he messed up and when he went outside the lines, he got a life deducted.
Yes.
Because this is a video game. This is the whole thing was a video game.
Right.
And Drake was like the final part of it.
Right.
But what's crazy?
Okay.
Yeah. So there are
that was one of the worst.
Oh, my bad. Good.
There are 1.3 million Black men in college, and about 800,000 in prison. So there's more Black men in college than in prison. And if you add to the fact that there are Black men in prison that are in college in prison trying to better themselves, that puts the number at even higher. So, that's the kind of stuff that Brandon Tatum won't acknowledge. He probably doesn't even know. And if you told him that, he would find a way to deflect, or he would try to bring up a different statistic that kind of disproves what I'm saying. But dishonest and whatnot.
Of course, that's interesting to know, because I mean, again, Brandon Tatum, a lot of these guys will tell you a whole different story. And the sad thing is that there are people who watch them and do not look for information beyond that. And it's like they are so dishonest with the way that they portray Their own, like your own people, my God. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
your own people. How do you portray? Like, that's insane to me. But you know,
I don't see how
that's
these people don't realize they're useful idiots. Brandon Tatum, that sheriff, this guy, fucking
Mhm.
Byron Donalds, Tim Scott, Vivek Ramaswamy. How many of those people are in Trump's cabinet right now? None of them. As a matter of fact, how many black people are in Trump's cabinet right now? Exactly one. And can you guess where he got put?
Where?
HUD.
Oh, well, who's
Yeah.
who's on HUD? Is it? He didn't put
Well, I forgot his name.
Carson was at HUD the first time around, right?
Who?
Wasn't Ben Carson the
I think
director of
so.
HUD the first time? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Trump's HUD pick is Scott Turner. That's the only black person in his cabinet. He put him in.
Of course.
Of course, you have to be there.
Trump will put one black person in his cabinet and be like,
Diversity.
Public housing.
There's your diversity right there.
Yeah. Urban housing. Yeah.
It's pronounced Clandis Owens, just in case you weren't.
All right, let's see what good old Rob Smith has to say. Jesus. You know this is gonna be good. Oh, muted.
All right, y'all. I'm sorry. Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl was whack. That was one of the worst halftime shows in recent memory. First of all, Kendrick Lamar is not mainstream. Like, people do not know those songs. The white people at the Super Bowl party that I was with,
Which means all the people at his Super Bowl party were white. Everybody.
Yeah. And if I was around people that didn't know who Kendrick was, I'd be like, unless they just clearly did not listen to hip hop or anything like that, which is fine, is understandable. I'd be like, you know, I need some new friends. I might need some new friends.
I was around white people too, but they weren't all like, look at these guys. You know what I'm saying? White people I hang out with are fairly cool and know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The fuck is going down?
I'd be like, damn, no matter who it was, I'd be like, dang, you don't know who Kendrick is? I might need some new friends. Like,
how you doing,
my thing too, though, is like, I remember when one of the first times that I grew a lot of respect for Beyonce as a performer, right? Because she had blown up at that point, but I wasn't like the biggest Beyonce fan. I knew some of her songs or whatever, but I think it was her Super Bowl performance, the one that she did with Bruno Mars. Was it that one? I think it was that one. And I ended up watching it, and I'm like, and the amount of dedication I know it takes to be able to do what she did, like the dancing, the singing, regardless of if I was a big fan of the songs or not. And I was like, yo, that shit takes a lot of skill. And I grew a lot of respect for her just as an artist. Yeah. And I don't understand how, as a person, you can see art like that, even if you don't necessarily understand it and not appreciate what it takes to put it together. Like, that was a well thought out Super halftime show, whether you agreed with it or not. You know,
I don't know why people are so afraid. Like, I had never, everybody knows who Shabuzi is now, right? Mm-hmm. But most people, if you say, "Have you heard of Shabuzi's music?" They'll be like, "Yeah, I heard." Fucking what's the song he got out? I can't remember what it's called, but the one where he the double shot of whiskey song. So so everybody knows that song. But so what I did was I was like, okay, let me see, because it's easy to co-opt basically any form of music nowadays. But if you listen to Shabuzi's music, it's different. Mm-hmm. He's managed to fuse the country sound with the black experience. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
isn't he the one that got the award at the?
Yeah, I think he did.
Musical. Yeah.
Real tall black dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Alexa, I mean, when they have country singers and I don't know all the songs, is that artist not mainstream enough? I mean, some people don't listen to every genre. Exactly. Yeah. There's been plenty of Super Bowl halftime performances. I just walk like, oh my God, I'm just not going to tune in.
I could go over a few from the last 15 to 20 years. There's Justin Timberlake, Coldplay, Madonna, The fucking Who, Rolling Stones, Paul McCartney the next year, U2 2 years after that, Shania Twain, Aerosmith, the Blues. Remember the Blues Brothers did the fucking Super Bowl. seriously, like, are you talking about like,
Mhm.
and these are they're not niche, but it's not going to speak to everybody like some of those do.
Right.
Like Justin Timberlake is probably the closest, and Madonna, because everybody knows who Madonna is, everybody's heard her
Yeah.
music. But that don't mean everybody's rocking to it to the point where they're like, yo, that shit was so fucking amazing. Now,
Right,
but
right.
I don't know, I can't remember whether Madonna's show was good or not, you know, but whatever. If she did a good show, she did a good show. And I like that what you said, like, about Beyonce, because that's how it's supposed to be. Like, that's how I found out about Shabuzi's music, is I heard him. My wife loves she loves his music. She's a big country fan already. Like, you know, her favorite musician is Johnny Cash. So I started listening to Shabuzi's other songs, and dude is fucking incredible. He's good. He can sing his song, and he doesn't co-opt country music like I'm a black guy singing white country songs. He's not doing it. He's a black guy singing about his experience, which is why that one song did so well, because he took that one, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4, and he turned that into country. Who else would have thought to do that?
Yeah.
And
I think that was one of the as much as people may not like the fact that, and by people, we know what kind of people, right? May not have liked that Beyonce is doing country music, which I found to be kind of funny, because I'm like, you do know she's from Texas, right? Like, I mean, the idea that Beyonce wasn't raised with country music is kind of crazy considering where she comes from. But I think one of the things that, or a positive, I guess, side effect or byproduct, is that there's going to be more black folks that do country that are going to maybe become more mainstream, or people are going to know who they are, because, you know, they weren't really getting the attention, because they've always, like, black people doing country has always existed, right? But it just wasn't an accepted thing in the country music world, so to speak. So I think it'll be cool to see more young people who, like what you're saying, fuse country music with just their experience in this, you know, in this country, and then not be leaning towards what we know, or what we think country music is supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Axelot says about the talent, they sound good. That's all that matters. Exactly. Tanner Adele is an amazing. I think I know that name, because I heard of another country, a young woman that somebody had posted on Twitter. She was fire. I was like, damn, this shit's fire. I don't even listen to country like that, but it was so cool. All right, let's see what else you guys say.
He may as well have been speaking Mandarin.
Kev on stage. He didn't gotta say shit.
All right, y'all, I'm sorry.
This nigga here.
Let me get the rest of this message, because I say that is pretty much the response that even I gave, and I was like, and I was listening to. I'm like, oh, come on, man. All right, here goes the full one.
In recent memory, first of all,
where is it? There we go.
All right, y'all, I'm sorry. Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl was whack. That was one of the worst halftime shows in recent memory. First of all, Kendrick Lamar is not mainstream. Like, people do not know those songs. The white people at the Super Bowl party that I was with, he may as well have been speaking Mandarin. All right, because nobody knew these songs. Nobody knew what he was rapping about outside of Not Like Us, obviously. But nobody knows these songs. Second of all, Blickety Black, I'm so much blacker than you. Halftime shows are very passe. Like, that stuff peaked in the BLM era. It's very not of this moment. It very much does not work. And also,
you know what's funny about this is that when you really listen to what Kendrick performed, and you know the songs that he performed, what he's portraying was not the type of, like, you know, you get what I'm saying? But it's clear that he gets the message, which means that the message was effective. He just didn't like it.
He didn't like what he heard.
He didn't do any blackety black, I'm blacker than you type of stuff.
That's the part that kills me. That's the part that kills me. Is it like, what the fuck did the Blickety Black? Remember that movie, Fear of a Black Hat? You ain't never seen that movie? Okay, it's really funny. It's a funny movie about these three black dudes that go in, like, in the music industry and shit, right? And basically it's like a group, and then they have their issues, and they break up for a little bit in the movie, right? And they all doing their different things, trying to find their own voice. And one of the guys, he's making this video, and the whole song is, I'm black, because I'm black, because I'm black. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Like this guy thinks that that's what fucking black music is. I guarantee. That's what he hears.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been done better. So at this point, nobody cares. Third of all, 43-year-old mother of two, Serena Williams, in a bad blonde wig, like crip walking, is embarrassing. Like, I'm embarrassed for her.
Serena Williams crip walked at Wimbledon, I think it was. Somebody pulled up the video.
10 or 11 years ago and got canceled because she was being too ghetto. And so she brought CB4 was a good movie.
CB4, okay, yeah.
No,
yeah,
CB4 was a different movie. That was, but it was along the same like kind of lines though.
Yeah, I saw CB4. That one. I gotta speak the other one. Shut up, Red Shot. Get out of here, yo. Tanya. Red Shot. My bad, Tanya. Tanya said half of the people on Facebook Reels dancing to Not Like Us are white. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There was a lot of white people that love that song. LA Anime said the fact that he said BLM era says so much. Exactly. Bad blonde wig and his hairline is in
his hairline is in outer space. That's hilarious. And just in case anybody has something to say, my hairline is natural. I don't get lined up because that shit will look stupid on me. I've had my hair lined up before back when I used to get fades. This is how I wear my hair, so when I braid it, it doesn't look silly. There's a difference. Because his shit looks like somebody actually went in there with a fucking clipper
shit back. Yeah.
and fucking formed that little island cul-de-sac you got going
on. Tanya says Serena used to date Drake more on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was a fuck you to Drake because they talk shit about her.
Mm-hmm. And SZA did too, I believe. So that was why it was even better that they were there. But she was getting her little get back. It's not that big of a deal. She was having fun. I mean, the song, I love that song. So I don't see a problem with that.
She should be embarrassed for herself. It's just all really, really passe. There is nothing about that halftime performance that worked. So what I need to tell the NFL, Rock Nation, anybody that's doing that Super Bowl, try to make a show that's for all of America, because that was not for all of America. That was for like...
Wait, what was the number again? How many views did Kendrick get?
117 million.
So 117 million people liked it. Or at least watched it. Yes, he beat Michael Jackson. So, all right.
Like a fringe that knows Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, PT Ham. It was more just being
right.
Like, fuck you.
Lex, you're right. The black song is from CB4. I was thinking about the other song where he was like, never mind. I'm thinking about I was thinking about CB4 and I was talking about Fear of a Black Cow because they're very similar movies. Yeah,
Lamar and that knows, his raps. Like, you're not going to tell me that man is mainstream, that this is some mainstream superstar whose songs everybody...
Like 18 Grammys or something like that. Yes,
22.
22? Okay. Yeah, he cleaned up in the last one with 5 Grammys. Like, what do you mean he's not mainstream? Like, he's mainstream, just not maybe what you and your people are listening to. That's all.
He knows, because I am telling you, the people that I was with, those white people at this place that I was with were looking at each other like, I don't know. Like,
hold on. And thank you, Lex, for saying this. Well, the NFL players are 56 to 60% black. Maybe the halftime show was for them. Not only that, they were in New Orleans. Like, are you kidding me? like
black quarterbacks, baby.
Like, come on.
They didn't know what was going on. All right. I didn't know what was going on. It was whack. Right. It was boring. It wasn't cool.
Yeah, pause it, or you good? Or you just...
No, you good. I was left.
Tired of rappers at the Super Bowl. Like, can we have one Super Bowl where we just do something that just brings different genres together? Like, I'm tired of seeing rappers bopping around.
Can you go back to that list? Thank you.
I was about to put my list out. What the fuck are you talking about?
Like, in all my life, I think I've only ever seen maybe the one that they did, the one that Dr. Dre did, that had 50 Cent, Eminem, Kendrick, right? And then this Kendrick one, has there been another one that was rappers? No, I think this was the first halftime to be headlined by a rapper. Am I correct or no?
Well, no, because last year was Dre, Snoop, Eminem, and Kendrick was there too. Before that was The Weeknd. So before that was Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. Before that was Maroon 5, Justin Timberlake, Lady Gaga, Coldplay, Katy Perry, Bruno Mars, and then we get Beyonce before that. So between Beyonce and fucking Snoop, it was like 8 white acts, and this dude that was not enough for him. It was just too black.
All these rappers he's talking about.
Yeah, all these, and the thing was, some of those people did have, like Katy Perry had Missy Elliott, Coldplay had Bruno Mars, which is he's not a rapper either, but they Maroon 5 had Travis Scott, Big Boy, but they also it was in Georgia, and they had the Georgia State University band, and Big Boy is from they're from Georgia, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. They're from yeah. So that was more like a location thing. It's just like, oh, Bad Bunny, but he's not black. There's not really any 50 Cent, but that was at 2022. So he just don't know what he's doing early.
PC Ham said Beyonce and Snoop was too much for him. Right? Exactly.
It was too much.
Kendrick only has SZA. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think this, because the last one was the group of them, like Dre, Eminem, and all of them. So this one was like the first one where it was just one rapper.
Headliner,
and then he had SZA, yeah. So
it was embarrassing. It was bad. And there's a lot of black people in media that, you know, their job is to say that everything that a black celebrity does is great and whatever. I'm here to tell you that it is whack. I don't care what anybody says. Kendrick was whack. Serena was whack. The whole thing was just not good.
Look at him. Now, look, there's something to be said, right? Because in general, I've been called a lot of times in my life, I've been told that I speak like a white person, right? Because I enunciate and my relationship with the English language is fairly, I want to say fluent. Everybody's fluent, but I'm really good with words, right? And I speak the way I speak because that's just how I grew up. I rebelled against a lot of shit when I was little, and that's just how I do. But at the same time, there's a difference between speaking distinctly or speaking, I don't want to say correctly because that's bullshit, but speaking like the way I do and then looking like the way he does. Like he sounds like he wants to be as white as possible. Like,
yeah, I see what you mean.
I feel like if there was a choice, he would pick white.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's different from like being articulate to trying to like sound almost better than your counterparts, like better than your peers. You know what I mean? Like there's one, like, yeah, you just want to be able to articulate yourself and like speak.
It's condescending. It's first, and then what is talking about? Who are these black journalists? Who I wish you would name all these black journalists whose job it is to just say everything black people do is awesome. Because I'm sure you can find one or two fringe people. Every group has a fringe, but that doesn't mean that most or even half or even a great deal of some of black journalists, they're just fucking smoothing over everything black people do. Because first of all, we are not a monolith. I disagree with black people on shit all the fucking time.
Nonsense. I mean, come on.
Right, exactly. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm trying to bring up the next one. It keeps playing. No, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, so it's just like that. There you go. Tanya had it right. He's Carlton. That's what it is. It's not even the articulation. It's the proximity to wanting to be white. Yes. Like he probably dances funny. And it's like obvious when he says whack. Have you ever seen that video of the dude? He's like, "What's up, my niggas?" And he says it real weird and shit. And it's like, and everybody was like, "Dude, you could say it, but I don't know. It's just something about when you say it. I feel like you should." You know what I'm saying? Like, not every black person. Like, okay, look, check it out. So my kids, like, I'm in an interracial relationship, right? And so my wife is white. And my kids my daughter ended up being whiter than my wife, which is very weird. But my son is like just almost about my color, right? And so it's like, I told my son, I was like, look, you're black, right? And it's not that he wants to. It was never a conversation of something that he wanted to do or something that I heard him say. But I just wanted to have a conversation with him, and I've had it a couple times at this point, telling him that I don't think you should be out there saying nigga at all, right? And he was like, he's like, so I can't say it. And I was like, it's not about that you can't say it. It's not that if you were to say it, it would be a racist act that you said that. What it is that you have straight hair that falls down over your head, and you have whitish features as well. You are almost white, almost fully white passing. And if you say it, one, it's not really in your character because you didn't grow up with a lot of people like using that word. He grew up in a suburb of Chicago where he didn't hear it all the time, so it's not, you know, native to his vernacular.
Yeah, vernacular.
Two, the same reason that I tell my daughter she has no interest in saying it either. But my daughter is like, her skin is straight white, and she's 50%, you know, she's 25% black, 25% Puerto Rican, half, the other half is white. The fights you would get in before you got to explain and start pulling out pictures of your grandfather, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what you would have to do. So it's just some people, like, there's a whole controversial thing around Logic saying it.
Yeah.
Logic's dude, dad is blacker than me. It's crazy. There's a lot of nuance to it. It's rough.
Similar to why I'm not really interested in, like, I grew up out here, you know what I mean? Like in New York, like there.
Well, that shit's every 12 seconds.
It's every other word. And you know, if you would have talked to me when I was 10 years younger or 15 years younger, I would tell you to fuck off if you had something to say to me about it, right? Now I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm almost 40. I don't really need it to be a part of my vernacular, and I'm not about to sit here and fight with nobody about it, you know? Right. So like, fine. But at the same time, like I get what you're saying too, where in your son's case, if you didn't really grow up, you know, speaking like that, then it doesn't come off natural.
It doesn't ring true. It sounds forced.
Exactly.
Yeah. And look, and Light Bright Noir, I know that's y'all need to stop changing y'all damn names. Anyway,
kill it.
Look at that. So saw someone say that Kendrick music made him realize he doesn't like hearing Drake say the N-word. And if you listen, there is a point, there's a recording or a video of Drake saying it. And one, Drake's been done blackface before, if I remember correctly. And two, he said it with the hard ER. And it didn't sound very friendly.
Right. Lex said, oh my gosh, I told my kids do not say that word. My kids are 25% black and 75% white. And if they get caught saying it, because you will die before you pull up my pig.
Exactly. This is my mama. Don't hit me.
Now this guy decided, this white guy decided to drop his 2 cents about the matter.
Oh, fucking this guy. Oh, I still go ahead, play it. This fucking guy.
Oh, it's muted. God damn it.
Nonsense. I mean, come on, stop with the ghetto crap. I'm done with the ghetto. I've had it up to here with ghetto. I know they want to say rap is this and rap is the streets and rap is the current and rap is the that. Look at jazz. The jump black and jazz blues artists. Give me the Count Basie band. Give me Duke Ellington's band. Give me the history. Give me.
Yeah. Oh, God damn it. Yeah.
What he doesn't realize, obviously, is that when jazz was at its highest popularity, they called it jungle music. And they said it wasn't for civilized people. So now that it's accepted, he can use it. And you can tell that he's using he's using the word ghetto as an all-encompassing word for anything black.
Yes.
If it's black, it's ghetto in his mind.
Yes. Oh shit, where did I put it? No, and that's the problem. And my thing with it too is like none of what, and this is my biggest, I guess, issue with a lot of these people's sort of take on the whole halftime performance is like none of what, like, even in this case, for him to say, to call it ghetto or whatever, it's like, it's rap. So if just because it's rap, you think it's ghetto, well, there's a problem in it of itself, right? But like the performance itself wasn't glorifying anything, but it was telling a story. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't glorifying anything, in my opinion.
Where's your opinion, sir?
Exactly. He was telling a story as artists do. Like it's literally what artists do. They tell it. Damn, I think I lost that fucking page. Oh my God. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna put on this other guy. Well, that was pretty much the crux of it. But
that was the whole thing. He was just, I don't like the
Yeah,
ghetto.
that
The
was-
ghetto things that you guys are doing here is too much ghetto for me with the blacks in the ghetto. That was the
that was
fucking
pretty much
thing.
it. None of what they say has to do with actual content of the performance. Exactly. And a lot of people didn't even like watch it. You know what I mean? Because they just automatically didn't like what was being, what Kendrick was doing. So okay, this is somebody else.
And a good
This is the
performer.
Barstool guy.
I did not like it. I think
What happened?
This is the Barstool guy.
Yeah, yep.
that was a rap concert. And I think he is a good rapper and a good performer. That set list is insane for the Super Bowl. Two things. One, still like so heavily Drake. Serena Williams being out there.
It was not heavily Drake. Can we talk
was
about
two
this real
moments.
quick?
Two
But
moments.
Yes. 2 moments. He did not like us. And then what was the other one that did he do Euphoria? No.
No, he
didn't do
did.
Euphoria, did
The only other connection to Drake was Serena Williams.
Right. Exactly. Let me see something. What was the set list? Let me go over it real quick. Halftime.
As you're looking over that, I forgot to mention earlier, people should realize that in America, we were talking about country music for a minute. Some of the first cowboys in America were black.
Mm-hmm.
They have whitewashed that history too. As they are trying to do with all of our history now in the government, you can no longer talk to future aviators in the military about the Tuskegee Airmen experiment. They got rid of that. You can't learn about that anymore if you're in the Air Force.
Yeah, I think they did they reverse it? Because I think after they did that, they had to go back and reverse that because they got like a lot of backlash. But I remember when that first dropped, like where they basically, which is crazy, how you remove the airmen out of the history. Are you?
They did. They reinstated the course.
Okay.
But the only reason they reinstated the course is because a lot of people made a lot of fucking noise. Which people, if you don't vote, if you're not politically active, think about doing both of those things because we need everybody now. We are at a legit. What is that shit? Event horizon extinction level event.
Yeah. Is that
This is kind of the American experiment could very well be already over. I don't know, but we need to work. Everybody needs to be like volunteering, and if you can't, obviously not everybody can. But if you can donate, if you can volunteer, if you can fucking talk to people, do that shit.
Let them know because
the soul of this country.
they want to get reelected, and if they know their constituents are not happy, they might actually put some fire under their ass. Yes, Euphoria. So he did a little bit of Euphoria, and then he did Not Like Us. So those are the only 2 things that were relating to Drake. The rest of it was from GNX, and then he did DNA and Humble, which are hits from his previous albums. But Squabble Up, Man at the Garden, Peekaboo, let's see, live debut, short and okay. Luther, All the Stars, TV Off, those are from GNX. Peekaboo was from the Not Like Us or whatever. But it's like to say that this was heavily Drake is dishonest. It was not heavily Drake, but that song is a hit. And somebody has said it on Twitter, and I 100% agree with this. They said, if you think for 1 second that Drake would have won this battle and not sang his songs every chance he got, look at what he did to Meek Mill when he sang the song against Meek Mill, and he had all the memes and shit going on behind him at the concert. You don't think Drake would have done that? Like,
Drake
come
thought
on,
he thought he was untouchable for a very long time.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's.
They're doing 2 of your diss tracks. I think that should be more of like your moment and like a culmination. Let me just start by saying this. I know that Kendrick Lamar does not care about this. People are like, he really cares about rap and black culture, and those people are happy. So, as a white guy and middle America, and they're like, they don't care. We don't care that you don't like it. But then I think you also open yourself up to criticism where it's like, this is a show where there are people who have transcended your niche and your genre, and have so many hits and can do such a performance that every age and every gender and every race walk away being like, whoa, that was crazy. I think rap fans walked away going, that was awesome. I think that's falling short in the Super Bowl. I also don't like that.
But how though? I think I went back and watched Rihanna's performance, and I'm not like against Rihanna, nothing like that. But it didn't speak to me because it's not really my type of music. Like I like some of her songs, but I don't really do, the disco or like not disco, that's not the right word for it, but like pop, or I don't know how you classify her music, like house music, I guess. I don't even know. But it's just not my type of music. Was it bad though? No, I don't think it was bad. The lady was pregnant on top of a platform singing, I don't even know how many of her songs. Like, no, it wasn't bad at all, but it just wasn't for me. You know what I mean? And that's fine. But her audience loved it. Rihanna fans will still say to this day, she did the best Super Bowl performance ever. Beyonce fans will say she did the best Super Bowl. Like they all, Bruno Mars will say, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why this would have been touching to anyone who really didn't like Kendrick unless they were looking at it and looking at the message that he was sending out. Right.
Yeah, it's like, remember when Coldplay did the Super Bowl and all them black people was like, dude, that didn't speak to me. Oh shit, right. That never
happened. Exactly. And that's the thing too. That's what's interesting to me is that when I've seen some of the Super Bowl, I think it was it Coldplay? Was Coldplay the one that did this when Bruno Mars and Beyonce performed? Who was performing on that one too? Was it Coldplay? Because I remember listening to the first person be like, wow, that was kind of dope. Wasn't my type of music necessarily, but it was good. So I don't understand like how people just can't see it and be like, oh, I appreciate it for the art. Let's see what else you got to say.
That to me felt like people were waiting for one song.
Yeah.
And he even teased it throughout. Usually people have 10 songs that you're like, this could be the opener. This could be the closer. This could be like Usher was leaving #1 hits off of his set list.
Yeah.
When you have like one song that you're building up to and
doesn't that let him finish that up? I would let him get those last 7-8 seconds.
Teasing, and I know it's the song of the moment, but it's also just like that felt like one hit wonder-ish to me.
Okay, so again, 22 Grammys, 1 Pulitzer, and on top of that, that actually speaks more to how fucking amazing the song is. That everybody was just like, "Come on, play it, dude. You gonna play it, right? Play that song." And you don't have to say which song it is, just that song. Everybody knows exactly what that song is, and everybody was waiting. As soon as they heard the music, people freaked out. And then everybody in the stadium, he had 50. How many people fit in that stadium? Like 60,000 people. He had like at least 30,000 of those people saying A minor all at once. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, that was insane. That was so good. Okay, I got one more that I want to show you, and then we'll go on to the Save Act, because I thought that this was interesting. Kendrick is up there with fellow Red Shot. Oh, Marty said, yeah, 40 Acres and a Mule. I wouldn't have known if Kendrick didn't sing it as a non-American. Right. Exactly.
There's plenty of Americans who don't know what 40 Acres and a Mule is.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I thought this was interesting. He said, this person says, Max, whatever. This was not a protest. Kendrick Lamar had the world's attention, and he used the moment to take, in parentheses, yet another petty victory lap. The image we are left with is a shit-eating grin during his, quote-unquote, say Drake line. Trump was in attendance and Lamar dunked on a black guy instead. And fuck off with the subtle symbolism shit. Lamar didn't use symbolism, skits, or dance choreography to attack Drake. He used rap lyrics. So where were the piercing bars about Trump? Whose damage to black people and women absolutely dwarfs any criticism you can make about Drake. Okay, so can we talk about that real quick? How this is his... Number one, the origins of hip hop are battle. That is like the origins of hip hop.
That's what started hip hop. Herc and all them battling in nightclubs with music and freestyling and shit.
Exactly. So the fact that number one, people wanted to hear that song because it just hit bigger than I think even he anticipated. People wanted to hear that song, so of course she's gonna play that song. It's one of his hits. Whether you like it or not, it is up there with the rest of his hits. Not only that, why does his entire performance was a fuck you to America, in my opinion. And so whether it's Trump or any other politician that maybe he doesn't agree with, it was a fuck you to the system and the relationship that black people have to the system or any marginalized group. But go ahead.
Plus, like the fucking NFL was gonna let him shit on Trump directly. That ain't. They had him. He's the first. If people don't know, he's the very first president who's ever attended a Super Bowl game. That's never happened before.
True, and it cost us a lot of money, apparently.
Yeah, it costs like $8 million or some shit like that for him to go to the Super Bowl and go to sleep and leave before halftime because his team was getting their shit kicked in.
So all that auditing that Elon's doing for misspent money and misappropriated funds, they spent that right on him attending the Super Bowl. Good job.
They found some money and they spent it.
Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to talk really briefly about the SAVE Act. And I guess let me see what everybody's saying. John Stone has said Vanilla Ice went out to Amish country and learned woodworking and building furniture. Weirdly enough, did he? Light Bright says I relate to that shit eating grin. Grow up.
Hey Drake.
That's so good. Tanya said, did they not see the beginning of the show where Kendrick said the revolution will be televised? You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. I love that part. And Trump was booed, says Marty. Yes, he was. I think that part they actually tried to cover up and stuff.
I've seen some things that say Fox tried to play, they edited out the boos, and then everybody was like, I didn't hear any boos. I was like, I saw like 5 videos from the Super Bowl, people's phones recording. Mm-hmm. You would hear the booing. And in other outlets that were not American, they have no allegiance to anybody. So why would they bleep out the blues or the boos? And so they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard it too. I saw some of the actual, and with seeing that, I also saw, because I know Kai Cenat was saying that they added extra cheers for the A minor. They like added onto it so it could sound like it was bigger than what it was. And people uploaded the raw recording of it. And no, they didn't. People in the stadium actually were singing A minor. It was as loud as it seemed to be. So fuck you, Kai, for that. That was shady. But anyway, all right. So the SAVE Act, I wanted to go over because I thought that this was part of the conversation I was having earlier. Was like this is kind of the way that they're able to slip back, in my opinion, with voter suppression or just roll back civil rights by making it seem like it's a problem. There's another problem. So I found this article.
And SAVE Act sounds for Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I let me bring this up and make it a little bit easier to see. All right. So
they're gonna get rid of mail. They're gonna get rid of mail and online registrations. That's gonna go away.
Yeah, it's a God damn it, where did it go? Oh my God. All right. So the article says, despite lacking evidence of consequential voter fraud, election integrity has become a divisive political issue. A Republican-backed bill seeks to quote unquote safeguard elections, though voting rights advocates say the effort is an unnecessary burden that will suppress voters. The bill would amend the National Voter Registration Act of 1993 to require proof of United States citizenship to register an individual to vote in elections for federal office and for other purposes. The bill does not elaborate on the definition of other purposes. The bill also calls for proof of U.S. citizenship for any method of voter registration in a state, meaning documentary may be necessary to make simple modifications such as address or name change. The documentation requirement would apply to all registration methods, including mail-in forms and updates made at State Department of Motor Vehicles.
You know what kills me though?
Mhm.
Two things. One, in Illinois, when I was in Illinois, they got a new Secretary of State, and he's making everything digitized. They want to have driver's licenses that you can show on your phone to whoever.
Oh,
So
wow.
there's that. Now, taxes are a big deal in America, right? They always say two things are certain: death and taxes. Now, you can file your taxes online, which has your social security number, is a secure method, works through the government, and there's a financial component to it. So why can't we vote online again?
Exactly. Right. Why can't we do that online? I'll never understand it. Shit, I feel like why can't some of these documentation be available online? Why can't my social security card and birth certificate be available online? Why do I have to carry that? Because now to get the real ID, because I have to upgrade my ID to get it, I now will probably have to get a new birth certificate and a new social security card. Well,
Yeah,
I
real
think-
ID is not gonna be enough.
Yeah. So the problem though is that this is where the problem lies. So it says forms of identification accepted by the SAVE Act. The problem lies with the birth certificate along with government issue photo ID. Now, what that could mean is that people, women specifically, who got married and who have changed their name, may not have a birth certificate that reflects that, right? So their ID and their birth certificate is not going to match. Now, the different states are supposed to provide, like, I guess, provisions in the event of that, but the question remains: will they?
No.
Right.
They have their way.
That's the question, because when they pushed the Roe v. Wade back to the states, look at what's happening to women. Women are literally losing their lives because they have to get these life-saving surgeries, and there have been no provisions on it to protect these women or to protect the doctors that have to perform these surgeries on them.
Yeah.
Therefore, women are losing their life. So this could affect, I think I read 69 million women.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this?
So you got to remember, our last two elections were not the last one, like the one in 2020 was considered the most secure election in American history, right?
Mhm.
And we know that because they combed over damn near every vote like 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow, in a lot of people's minds, fraud and voter fraud and all these other things have been happening. But you can't actually get anybody to bring up any real evidence. And then when you say, well, look, if there was so much voter fraud, how come they never made it in the 60 court cases? There were 60 court cases and 59 of them were kicked out without standing, dismissed with prejudice and all this other shit. And the one that they got was whatever they won was so inconsequential that it didn't make a difference. I think it was in Pennsylvania. So if that's the case, and a lot of these judges were Trump appointees, it wasn't just a bunch of Biden and Obama appointees or whatever. It was Trump appointees who were saying, no, this is legit. You guys don't have a leg to stand on. And even the Cyber Ninjas was the company that they had, I think it was in Arizona or something like that went combed through all the votes. And it turned out that even they had to admit that that company's gone now. They've disbanded because they fucking probably didn't get paid by Trump. I guarantee that's what happened. That motherfucker does not pay his bills. He's the big chief.
And just to go in further into the article, it says critics of the bill say the SAVE Act disproportionately impacts marginalized groups such as those who may struggle to access proper documentation, including married couples who change their last names, young voters without passports, low-income people, and elderly voters lack original birth certificates. A June 2024 study by the University of Maryland Center for Democracy and Civil Engagement found that nearly 10% voting age U.S. citizens, about 21 million people, cannot readily access documentary proof of citizenship. The American Civil Liberties Union said the SAVE Act is, quote unquote, grounded in falsehoods about immigrant communities that seek to spread fear and division, as well as dissuade eligible citizens of color from exercising their constitutional right to vote. So that's, really where the problem lies. And part of what I was, talking about earlier today was these are like, we see like certain civil like rights being chipped away, and it's little by little, you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, but we need to like make sure voting is secure. When, like you said before, there's no, it's not
There's
even,
almost too much,
if it
right?
is fraud, it's not consequential. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's so, but what does that do? It keeps out trans people, like let's say it keeps out married women, anyone whose birth certificate is not gonna match their ID. So, I think it passed through the state. Was it the state of representatives?
The House.
It passed the House of Representatives. Yeah, I'm bugging. Yeah, so it passed that, I believe. You could double check it if you don't know.
Let's see, I
So
think
it
it
has,
did.
yeah,
Because I
it
was
did.
looking at it the other day. It passed. Yeah, it passed. It's been placed on the Senate legislative calendar under
Okay,
general orders.
right. So it's moving on to the Senate. So again, this is another thing that who knows what that's going to look like when it's actually implemented. Lex said exactly, the married women have their men to vote for them, right? And think about
That's
all
the
the
goal.
women. Yeah, exactly. Think about all the women this past election that were like, I have to go cancel out my husband's vote because he's voting for Trump and I don't want to vote for Trump. So now those women, there's no canceling out. The husband gets to choose what the household votes for.
And that's how they do it.
We're in treacherous times, ladies and gentlemen. Tanya said, what if you got married and did not take your husband's name? I think then you'd be fine.
Yeah, you'd be
But
fine.
if you took your husband's name, then the marriage is not the problem. It's whether or not the birth certificate and the ID match. And most often than not, people keep their birth certificate, but because they're married, they're still able to, do things with their ID. So I don't know. Is there anything else you want to add? Because I think we're gonna end it here. Hour and a half. I think that's good.
Yeah. Shit. Let me think. Yeah, I'm gonna just reiterate my previous point that if you can become active, like, and active doesn't have to mean, like you're out there campaigning or out there, beating feet out to houses. You could just, phone banks don't happen in dank rooms anymore. You just learn how to do it, and then you do it from the comfort of your own home on your cell phone. People need to act because they are trying to take everything away from us. They are trying to take our freedom. They're trying to take our money. They're trying to take our movement. Like everything that is possible to be taken, they want it. Like Elon Musk wants your money, and he's going to get it if we don't stand up to him. And BGL has something.
Exactly. BGL, I'm gonna send you.
Macklemore is trash. She said Macklemore.
Get out of here, BGL. How is that anything but a disincentive to get married in the first place? I mean, either that or people are just not going to change their names. Like women are just not going to change their names.
I'm telling you, y'all, the people don't realize. Hey, look, y'all who know my social media and shit, just watch out because we are in the find out stage for a lot of people, and I am petty as fuck. So when this shit kicks off, I will be putting it right in motherfuckers' faces. Like, hey, look, you asked for this. You voted for the leopard eating faces party, and now this shit's happening. Yeah, I'm gonna laugh at you, and I'm gonna do it in public so everybody knows how fucking stupid you are. Just in case. Look.
That's why I don't feel sorry. Look, as much as I feel sorry for any like immigrants that have to deal with the repercussions of what other people voted for. But if you're a person who voted for this shit and then your cousin just got picked up by la migra or your titi or your abuela, that's on you. You should have did your Googles. You should have figured out what these people were up to before you started voting.
How do you fail an open book test, y'all?
Exactly. Like, how do you do that? Shut up,
Fuck
Gatto.
you,
Get out.
Gatto. He said not two immigrants. I am
exactly.
your
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for him, but I do feel sorry for the people who were minding their business, not bothering nobody, just trying to make some money, doing their thing, and then they get picked up, and now they got to deal with the uncertainty or what have you.
It's because they're eating the pets. They're eating the cats and the dogs.
But I think we'll just end it there. That's good. Hour and 30. I think we'll end it there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We're gonna try. I'm gonna, work around with Midwest and see if we can add some more of these because we like to go over politics and stuff like that. And I think it'll be a lot of fun to do. I know, and you be keeping up with it, so it works. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you haven't noticed, the name of the show is Locked In. This is trying to make it a weekly thing, but shit, y'all know how I am. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys are enjoying a great Valentine's Day, whether it be by yourself or whether it be with somebody you care about, you love. Buy somebody flowers. Have a good day, and we'll see you on the next one. Midwest, thank you for joining me today.
Later, y'all.
It was a lot of fun. Later, y'all. Let me end this. I think I got my outro song. Here we go. All right, y'all. Later. Don't forget to like the stream, goddammit. Bye.